Hi, I'm Stan.
Hi, Stan.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pumps?
Yeah.
Do you wish there was a cheaper alternative?
Yeah.
Then you should switch to Stan's gas. If you were to fill up at Sunoco or Esso, it would cost you at least 80 cents a liter. The cost to fill up with Stan's gas? 10 cents. How come so cheap? Simple. I just charge what the gas is really worth. I'm not a greedy oil company or a government. Major oil companies pay billions of dollars to pump oil out of the ground, ship it via supertankers, and then refine it into gasoline. I avoid all that expense with this. I attach this to the pipe from the refinery and take what I need. Is it legal? Who cares? What you're paying at the pump is already a crime. How do oil companies come up with their prices? It's a very complicated formula involving cost of exploration, drilling, shipping, overhead, marketing, and a variety of incidentals that ultimately determines the price, which equals... The price you'll see on the sign out front of Stan's gas station is always 10 cents, and for one good reason. I only have one sign, and I can't afford to change it. Besides, I make the real money selling smokes and 10-year-old chocolate bars. And Stan's gas contains no crude oil. Stan's gas is rated PG, fun for the whole family. And it's first rate. All our gas has been personally passed by me, Stan. So if you're looking for a bargain, next time you fill up, remember Stan's. If anyone gives you gas, it may as well be Stan.
Time for English as a Second Language news.
Good evening, I am Heike Flergenfoods.
And I'm Svetlana.
Our top story, Preston Manning is stepping down as leader of the opposition to seek leadership of the Canadian Alliance. The new leader of the opposition will be Deborah Gray, thus squashing the rumor that she was about to leave the Reform Party to join the WWF. Gas prices continue to soar in Canada. Because of high cost, on Parliament Hill, Eternal Flame has now been replaced by the Eternal Bic. Pizza Hut is going to place its logo on Russian rocket, which is soon to be launched. If venture proves a success, there are plans in the works for the Snickers Jupiter Lander, the Big Mac Lunar Explorer, and the McCain's Pizza Pocket Rocket. And now, here is Svetlana with winning lotto number.
131,827,313,648.
Svetlana is one cabbage short of a full roll. Elsewhere in the news, a woman was arrested for trying to smuggle cocaine out of Colombia in huge, oversized bra and underwear. Officials noticed something was wrong when her breasts boarded the airplane while her behind was still at the duty-free shop. Suspected drug smugglers will now have to take urine test when they arrive at Pearson International Airport. In related news, Olympic athletes announced they will now be traveling by bus. More than $40 million have been spent on Viagra this year in Canada. At $15 a pill, that works out to...
A lot of horny Canadians with money.
Tim Hortons had to recall its coffee makers after some handles broke off. Makers of the coffee pot said they thought it was all part of a new promotion, roll up the rim to scald your crotch. A woman in flood-plagued Mozambique gave birth just before being rescued from treetop where she had been stranded for 3 days.
But this medical procedure was so successful, BC emergency rooms are now rerouting maternity patients to nearby forests.
Anticipating the next federal election, Conservative leader Joe Clark is doing his best to drum up popular support for his party. Today, Mr. Clark was seen in Parliament buildings wearing Jennifer Lopez's Grammy dress. In Iran, 42 young people were arrested in nightclub for dirty dancing and dressing in depraved manner. As punishment, they were given many lashes. Upon hearing this news, a tour of Iran has just been announced by Ashley McIsaac. In US this week was Big Super Tuesday primary. Here with his commentary is Stavros, the espresso-drinking Greek.
This week was Super Tuesday and all I got was pancakes. Crazy, crazy. Primaries are crazy. For 6 months, 4 millionaires try to act like average people. Crazy, crazy. It is too much, too much. Al Gore was a big winner for Democrats. He is so bland. He is the tofu of politicians. Who would elect a president whose wife's name is Tipper? It rhymes with zipper. Crazy, crazy. The states have gone crazy mental. Bush was a big Republican winner. McCain was not able. Oh, thank goodness. Now Bush can stop his negative ad campaign against McCain, and he can start his negative campaign against Gore. Very bad, very bad. If I was in states, I would not waste my votes on these crazy candidates. I would make my vote count. I would vote for Warren Beatty. Crazy, crazy. And that isn't from me, Stavros, espresso-drinking Greek.
Stavros may have to switch to herbal tea. Toronto's crackdown on filthy food eateries continues. Today, health officials closed down the Lucky Golden Happy Dragon Mandarin Cantonese and Canadian Fine Cuisine restaurant after finding it full of mice.
Which should be no surprise, because they already cooked the cat.
No wonder I sneezed when I had the chicken. Pope John Paul II has publicly apologized for 2,000 years of sins and mistakes by the Catholic Church. He also apologized for Dutch elm disease, the Golf Channel, and Hamilton. And finally, in Vienna, chic clothing boutique offered customers $385 in free clothing if they came to the store naked. For the sake of humanity, let us hope this idea is never adopted by Walmart. And that's the news. Bye.
All right, class, take out your notebooks.
Hi, I'm Taffy, children's entertainer and star of such CDs as Livin' La Taffy Loca. But I have a serious side, too. I'm very upset they released that chilly dictator Augusto Pinocchio. Or is it Pinochet? Anyway, that man should have been faced with the most severe punishment possible. He should have been forced to stay in Britain and eat their cooking. But the British people released him for what they call humanitarian reasons. Well, I think the real reason they let him go is because 84-year-old men smell funny. Pinochet tortured thousands of innocent people, much like a Mariah Carey concert. He was supposed to be sick with brain damage, but the moment he got back home, he was immediately able to get up out of his wheelchair and drool on his own. Anyway, I've written a song to express my moral outrage. It's called Don't cry for me, chilly dictator. Oh, he liked to kill and he liked to torture. He liked vicious acts, but not horticulture. Every day Chili woke the people, they were broke, and rather than see sad folk, Pinochet made them croak. Oh, he's bloodthirsty and mean. His regime was quite obscene. He tortured and jailed the strong and frail. So hear me now, clear as a bell, Mr. Auguste. I hope you rot in hell.
There are 4 major oil companies that sell gasoline in this country. 2 have their world headquarters in Texas, 1 in Holland. With weather like this, can you blame them? And the one you're looking at right now, Petro-Canada, is in Calgary, Alberta, on a typical day in July. That's our president. He hasn't been able to find the office in the last 3 months. Now, which of the gasoline companies do you think has a better understanding of what you go through? Or which other company orders in food and always gets it for free? It was we who came up with the idea of super clean winter gas. How did we get the idea? By just looking out the window. There's not a hell of a lot else to do. And you've been snowed in for 3 months, the president isn't around, and you've got nothing to eat but cold pizza. In Canada, it's become a bit of a joke, but you have to live here to get it.
Time for I love that word, reform.
I'm Preston Manning, leader of the Conservative Alliance Party, or whatever it's called now. Joining me now is Deborah Gray.
Thank you, Preston. As you know, my little chum has decided to step down as opposition leader and let me take over. I always said that Preston was a very smart man. And now that I'll be moving in here at Stornoway, a few changes will have to be made. For instance, I'm having this tacky old living room replaced with a much-needed indoor motorcycle workshop. I'm going to enjoy it here, Preston, while you try to organize your new party, whatever you decide to call it.
I'm looking forward to big things from our party in 2000. There'll be no stopping our new Conservative Reform Alliance Party.
Preston, we changed that name because it was crap.
Oh, yeah, we changed it to Conservative Alliance Reform Party.
That's COP. No, we called it the Reform Conservative Alliance Party.
Are you sure it's not the Reform Alliance Conservative Party?
No, it's the Party Alliance of Reform Conservative. Preston, why didn't we just stay with the name United Alternative?
Beats me. Somebody said the name was too hard to remember. Anyway, our new party, the Recreation Party, is such a strong, united alternative, we feel confident next election we may even win a seat in Ontario. In fact, I'm confident our new party will form the next government.
Right, Preston. All we have to do is triple the number of seats we already have, figure out what our name is, and hope the majority of Canadians never realize we're just as incompetent as any of the other parties.
Well, until next time, I'm Preston Manning, reminding you I love that word, Alliance Conservative Reform. Oh, forget it.
The nightmare is back.
No!
This time, the horror is more frightening than ever. It will send shivers up your spine.
Please. Go away.
The nightmare returns. It's
Anne of Green Gables, the continuing story. Canada AM with Valerie Perpetually Perky Pringle.
Hi. I'm just having a coffee snack. Recently, Toronto inspectors blitzed the city's restaurants, finding hundreds of health code violations, shutting down many establishments. Joining me is the owner of one of the city's most exclusive restaurants, Chez Nocherie, Chef Yanto Gareth Jones.
Pick up order, deep fat fries, hold the gravy. Hello, Valerie.
Mr. Jones, your restaurant was cited for health code violations.
Oh, indeed it was, Valerie, yes. If you ask me, it was bloody unfair. It's perfectly normal for eating establishments in this city to have at least a couple of dead animals lying around. Besides, you can't trust the inspectors these days.
Why not?
They refuse to take a bribe. The system doesn't work. In the good old days, you'd slip the inspector $20 and a slice of shepherd's pie, and you'd be fine until he got out of hospital.
I was led to believe yours is a 5-star restaurant.
Oh, it is, Valerie, yes. We offer the very finest in Welsh delicacies.
Welsh delicacies. Sounds like an oxymoron.
Oh, no, we don't have any of those working for us. Just immediate members of the family. Ada, bring the anchovy bowl. I got another one.
Mr. Jones, should restaurants be forced to upgrade health safety conditions? Was that a rat?
No.
Yeah, I just saw a rat run across your counter.
No, you're imagining things. You should switch to decaf.
Look, there it goes again. It's a rat.
Oh, that's our delivery boy, David. He's very small, but he makes up for it with enthusiasm.
Mr. Jones, that was a rat.
All right, I admit it. But he's going to be tonight's special. Welsh ratatouille. Ada, time to drain the stew. Use your pantyhose. No, take them off first.
Mr. Jones, it sounds like you have deplorable conditions there.
Well, yes, but we are thinking about hiring an interior decorator, Valerie. Chez Nocherie is as good as any other restaurant in this city. Come again?
My goodness, Mr. Jones, they're carrying your customers out on stretchers.
Well, it's cheaper than valet parking.
Your restaurant's a perfect example of substandard health requirements. It should be shut down by the inspector immediately.
Oh, I don't think that will happen.
Why not?
That's her. They just carried out.
Until next time, I'm Valerie Pringle.
Our fireside chat with Prime Minister Jean Chrétien.
Okay, for sure, good evenings on that. Fellow Canadiens and Lucien Bouchard. It is with heavy heart on I comes to you tonight. There are a few misconceptions about me and the government that I must clear up. As you know, I am trying to ram the referendum clarity bill through Parliament. Guided through.
cheaper. That one slip out, but I don't think anybody catch it.
But there is people who feel I should not pass this bill. I do respect the feeling of my honorable colleague in the Bloc Québécois.
Or as I likes to think of them, the Bloc Québec dorks.
I will leave time to fully considering their opinion. Okay, long enough. You know, my clarity bills is good, like.
I have not read it myself. I am still trying to get through Angela's ashtray.
Critic like say this bill is confused, but take a close look. My gouvernement position is quite clear-like. In the French version, I put in lots of typos just to get Lucien Bouchard ticked off. Chrétien Canada? Oh no, 'cause I am kind of buzzy like right now. For the 6th time today, no way, and stop bug me. Paul Martin asking me whether I am going to retire. Okay. I also was asked to give testicle at the APEC inquiry in BC. But I cannot go there. It turned out I am allergic to Vancouver. Oh no. But I do want to clear still one point. I had absolutely no knowledge of the pepper spray I ordered.
Cheaper, I hope my nose is not growing.
Okay, times to move on to gas prices. If you are truly worried about it, do what I do, take limousines everywhere. Okay, now I want to read a letter from a Western farmer-like person. Dear Monsieur Prime Minister, the situation out here is very, very sad. We are living under depression-like conditions and desperately need your help. I think I have a way to help all these poor farmers. If they want a grant, all they have to do is move into my riding. Rest assured, Western farmer likes have my symphony. Okay, like it is times now to wrap it up. Everyone love Raymond says, come on. So to sums up, clarity good, separatist dorks, I know nothing, farmers screwed. Okay, bye-bye for sure.